This Marquee Dragon video is sponsored by Shattered Crystal, game codes, and items.
Hello, I'm Marcus Eichenberry from MarqueeDragon.com, and I'm here at the Login Conference with George Alsher. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, correct.
And it's Daopay, correct?
Yes, it's Daopay.
What is Daopay?
Now, Daopay is a phone payment solution where you can literally charge your consumers to their phone bill. And you can do that either via home phone or landline, you can do that via a voice call with your mobile, and you can do that via SMS on a global basis.
So, tell me, why would someone want to use their telephone to make a purchase? Because me, I just use my credit card and do it.
Well, the simple thing is, with a phone call, you don't have to hand in any of your personal information, so you just make a call.
But don't they know that by what telephone number it comes from?
That's the only thing we know about you. But
yeah.
We, as a payment platform, we have no personal information about you. We just have the phone number, and we receive the money from the local operator. So we don't have any of your name, nothing of the kind. We just know your phone number. And we connected with your merchant, so the merchant receives the money out of the transaction with that phone number, and that's it.
So what, now I know that the costs with doing business of phone payments is higher than traditional like credit cards and stuff. What?
Yeah.
That's kept me from doing a lot with it with Shattered Crystal because we have to actually raise our costs or raise what we charge. And so where do you find success with this? What kind of people use this, or what kind of, I know it's game companies. Yeah, here I'm just fumbling around the subject here. Game companies are using this to accept payments.
Yes, they are. Actually, because they open another channel. You have to see that, especially in Europe, a lot of people don't have access to credit cards or they don't want to use it.
It's not like here in the United States. For those of you watching in the States, everybody has a credit card. In Europe, what percentage of people would you say have credit cards?
Well, actually, they have credit cards.
Oh.
But they won't use them to spend small amounts. They would go to an Amazon store and purchase a new DVD recorder, whatever, or a Blu-ray player. They spend $500 on Amazon, but they feel safe because like a large amount is considered being something safe, valuable, like trusted merchant. But to spend $5, it could be a scam, You spend $5 on a game. Is it a real game? Is it just a scam just to get my data? So we have been actually scammed a lot in Europe with credit cards, so people don't feel comfortable by purchasing small amounts. They would purchase for $200 for a game in Europe and use the credit card, but small amounts, not really.
Interesting. So, what does your average purchase look like?
The correct amount is around €7. That's about $10. That's the average amount that we see in the system. But they range from $1 up to $35. That's about the range where the microtransactions go to.
Okay.
And still, as I say, we have so many consumers who are underage, who can charge their mobile phone, their prepaid phone, like the parents give them a card, they can redeem it within the phone.
So like can a kid who has a phone provided by their parents, and if it's like prepaid or whatever, so they can deduct from some of that balance to make a purchase through you?
Yes, directly, yeah.
Excellent.
And it's just a phone call they make. They don't hand in their name or nothing, just
and it's like giving your kid their allowance or whatever, and if they spend it all and right away, then fine. If not,
yes.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, Keeps them from spending it without permission.
So, as it is, they also can use the landline of the parents. So we have caps in there, like spending limits, because we see that kids are not really aware of how much they spend. So we give the tool for the merchant. He can also lower the cap. He can say, okay, I want to have a spending limit per day of like $30 maybe. He can also raise that, but we have like caps where we say we want to keep fraud out. So we have like special fraud limits because kids would never exceed that, but fraudsters would love to exceed that, so we keep them in there.
So I have an extensive history with fraud. Not committing it, but trying to stop it.
Same us.
And what would you say? Would you say that this method for someone who's selling the product, accepting payments through Daopay, is this more secure than like a credit card? Is there less fraud? Is there more fraud? Where is it at with that?
Well, you have to distinguish the fraud. There's like the friendly fraud, where the children use the parents' phone without asking them. That's the one thing. The other thing is we see fraudsters who really try to exploit the system.
Right.
And especially then if it's about virtual currency or something like this, they really try to exploit the system, but there we have mechanisms that trace the speed. If it's like human behavior is different to machine-generated traffic.
Correct.
So we filter that, we find that, and we cut it off at the right time.
That's pretty good.
So it doesn't really appear for the merchant, at least a small thing. And then chargebacks we have only like in the US, and we have the German landline in Canada, but that's it. Normally we have like payout guarantee. So let's say if you have French consumers, whatever is your payout is guaranteed. There's no debate on any chargebacks. You get the whole amount. That's what comes out.
Interesting. So that makes it pretty advantageous. That's a big plus.
It's a big plus, and we see that most of our merchants really like see extra revenue coming in. It's not really cannibalizing their transactions on the credit cards, not at all. And if you look especially at smaller amounts, we see that the transaction fee for a credit card, if you compare up to €2,
right,
we are really competitive.
Yeah, you're very competitive at that
in terms
rate.
of that, yes.
It's less competitive the higher the dollar amount you
This
get.
is true. This is true, definitely. But we are not aiming on that. Not at all.
Yeah. So, George, so if someone wanted to get a hold of you, I suppose it's daopay.com?
Right, just go for daopay.com.
And that's DAO.
DAO.
Yeah.
DAO,
Yeah.
that comes from the Taoism, and it's like spiritual way, so it's just the way to pay is Daopay. That's it.
So, and I'll put a link in the description to you
Right.
guys' website. Now, I've heard a rumor about you
Okay.
guys.
Come on, come up with it.
You know, every time I call you guys, the guy answers, his name is George.
No, the thing is,
What's going on there? Is everyone there named George?
no, in our sales team we have me as a George and another George, so whenever somebody says, I talked to George, we say, yes, you have, definitely. So that's a good thing, and yeah, we
And then you can blame it on George too.
yes,
Yeah, then,
George always has been the bad guy then.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, it's quite a good thing.
well, George, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you too.
And if you need mobile payments, actually, you may not even know that you need it.
It's
Maybe
not only mobile.
another.
It's phone payments.
Yeah, okay, phone payments, but it's a possible additional revenue source.
It is. It's
So-
an extra stream which just adds on top of what you have already.
So you may be able to make a few more sales.
We do.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, George.
Thank you.
It started out on a Friday night. The sentimental tales you told was just bringing me back to you.